Hello everybody and welcome to another A+ 1101 lesson with a practice quiz at the end focusing on exam objective 5.4. In today's video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about everything you see on your screen right now, broken down by individual sub-dot point within the primary dot point of common symptoms. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get straight to it. Incorrect data source. So first of all today, we're looking at video, projector, and display issues. So everything is of course going to be relating to that. So an incorrect data source is the first thing on the exam objectives they want us to know about. So that means if you've got no input on your screen, you may simply have your display set to the wrong data source. So maybe you're trying to have your data show up, but you've got it set to input 1 instead of input 2, and your cable is plugged into input 2. So make sure it's set to the correct data source, of course. So that is what they want you to know about that. The second one is a physical cabling issue. It might be that your cable is plugged in properly. You do have it set to the correct data source. However, issues can occur due to physical cabling issues. Some of those issues are if you are using a VGA cable, but it's not plugged in properly, it's a bit loose there, you might experience the colors being a little bit off, or that it's not having accurate color representation, or you may also have a fuzzy screen as well. However, if it's an HDMI cable that's not plugged in properly, you might have the display come and go intermittently or not be there at all. So what that means is the screen's gonna kind of almost be flashing. So if you've got a flashing screen, check your HDMI cable, make sure it's plugged in properly. Otherwise, that might be what is causing the issue. The next one is a burned out bulb. So if your projector or your projection is dimmer, or even if it's really, really bright all of a sudden, brighter or dimmer than usual, it might be a sign that the bulb is close to burning out. So you're going to want to replace that bulb sooner rather than later to make sure you can have that consistent operation from your projector. If you have a fuzzy image, that may be caused by having the incorrect resolution setting on your display. So you can change the resolution to be one that is compatible with the display itself. However, if you are using a VGA cable, we did cover this previously, it could also be because it's not completely plugged in, right? So make sure your VGA cable is plugged in if you have a fuzzy image, and make sure that you've got the correct resolution set if you have a fuzzy image as well. You'll need to know those for your exam, of course. And display burn-in. If you have burn-in on an LCD screen, that's where you've almost got a faint image of something that was there previously. If something was displayed on an LCD screen for a long time, you might change the channel or change what's on the display, but a little image of that will stick around. So if you have that, you can clear it by displaying a white screen for a prolonged period of time. Just put on a straight white screen for a long time, and that will usually clear that display burn-in. A dead pixel, right? You've got pixels in a monitor. If you have a little spot where it's just refusing to light anything up, that is a dead pixel. Unfortunately, there's no real solution to that. You will essentially need to replace that monitor in order to solve the issue. You'll need a new monitor. Unfortunately, that's just how it is sometimes. If you have a flashing screen, we talked about how it could be due to a loose or damaged HDMI cable previously. Alternatively, it could be a misconfigured monitor. More often than not, the first thing you want to check is make sure that HDMI cable is plugged in properly, because that's probably going to be the issue there. Incorrect color display. So we talked about it again before. VGA cable, if it's not properly plugged in, you might have the colors being a little bit off. It might look a little bit strange. You'll have incorrect color display. Alternatively, again, you might have your monitor misconfigured, so make sure your monitor is configured correctly / properly and displaying the proper colors. But the first step for me would be I'm checking that VGA cable is plugged in properly. Audio issues, of course, as usual, make sure all cables are plugged in properly. If you're having audio issues, that's going to be the first step, and that your volume settings have been set correctly. Some other things that aren't necessarily on screen right now is it could be that you've selected the incorrect audio input, so you might need to, maybe your volume's all the way up and you're like, why is there no sound? Maybe you forgot that you have your Bluetooth headphones connected upstairs. You'll have to go click on the little audio setting. It's like, no, don't use the headphones, use the speakers, right? For example, that might be something else you need to do. If you have a dim image, you should ensure that your brightness controls have been set to the appropriate level. Make sure that it's not on 0 brightness, because of course then you won't be able to see anything. And intermittent projector shutdown. This is the same thing as intermittent shutdown with the prior exam objective that we had to look at. Basically, if it gets overheated, it's going to shut down. If your projector is intermittently shutting down, make sure that your fans are working properly, that there's good airflow. You're going to want to try to make sure that overheating is not occurring. Time for some questions. This was a pretty quick one, but I gave you pretty much everything you need to know for this one, to be fair. So look, before we get to the questions, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Hey guys, I'm just here to tell you that the A+ 1101 learning package with the practice exams, the learning guide that people are absolutely loving, and the performance-based question simulation is on sale for the next 3 days, and that is on sale for $50. So you're getting $25 off only the next 3 days. If you want that, go grab it. All right, let's go back to the questions. Okay, question number 1 is Stacy is attempting to watch a movie using her projector, but the image seems significantly more dim than usual. She has confirmed that all cables are plugged in properly and that the projector is not excessively hot. What is the most likely cause of this issue? A. Overheating. B. HDMI cable is loose. C. The bulb is about to burn out. Or D. The projector is experiencing interference. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming up about now. The answer is C. The bulb is about to burn out. Right? So make sure you get your head around those projector issues. The next question. You are about to give a presentation and are in the process of testing the video connection. You notice that the screen is flickering. What is the most likely cause of this issue? A. A faulty bulb. B. Extended capacitor. C. Faulty HDMI cord. Or D. Dead pixels. Pause the video if you need some time to think about it. Answer in 3, 2, 1, now. C. Faulty HDMI cord was your issue. So the HDMI cord not being plugged in properly or having a fault in it itself is going to cause that screen flickering from occurring. Some more information there if you want to pause and read, but I won't read through all that right now. Next question reads, you are in the process of writing a report based on your recent penetration test, but the words on your screen appear to be a little fuzzy. You have confirmed that all cables are plugged in properly and do not exceed their maximum recommended distance. What is the most likely cause of this issue? A. Faulty monitor. B. Incorrect resolution settings. C. Loose VGA cable. Or D. Overheating of the GPU. Pause the video if you need more time. Your answer coming in 3, 2, 1. Now, your answer is B. Incorrect resolution settings. So if we go back and have a look, first of all, we said the two things that's going to cause a fuzzy image: wrong resolution, and if a VGA cable isn't plugged in properly. Also, if it's too long, right? If it's going over a really long distance, you might get a fuzzy image as well. Now, the loose VGA cable absolutely could be a good answer, but in the question, it specified that cables were all plugged in properly / correctly, so that is ruled out. Therefore, incorrect resolution settings is going to be the one that does, in fact, lead us to the correct answer. Faulty monitor is quite vague, like it could be, but incorrect resolution settings is the most likely one, and generally it's going to be the one that we check first, right? We're not going to assume the monitor is faulty before we check the before we check the resolution settings. So that's just the most correct answer out of the ones there. It's the most specific one. It's the most likely next step that we'd want to investigate after we confirm that the cables are plugged in. So pause to read that if you want. I won't pause on that, but if you found this video useful, please go ahead and head over to journeytocyber.com, where I have my learning guide and 5 practice exams. You can see what people are saying about my products here, because I like to break everything down not only by exam objective, but also by each dot point within exam objective. For my learning guide specifically, anyway, they say, your notes helped me pass my test today. They say, your guide is really good. It's helped make everything a lot clearer. Your guide is goated. I don't comment a lot, but it helps with organized information and helps me piece things together more easily. Thank you so much. I downloaded your guide. I can see that it will help immensely with studying. I tried other popular resources, but struggled absorbing the material. So that's all about my learning guide. I also have my practice exams, which have 5 practice exams, each of which having their own performance-based questions to really put your knowledge to the test as well. So if you want to grab those there at journeytocyber.com, I also have my performance-based question simulation. You can actually click on the buttons. That's pretty cool. All of this as a package together is on sale for a $25 discount. So $25 off for the next couple of days only. So if you want to grab that, head over there now and grab that at journeytocyber.com. With that being said, guys, if that's not something you're interested in, I'll see you in the next video. We're almost there. See you then. Bye.